Prepare for Nerdgasm. Hey, what's up, Nerdgasm fans? Jerry here, aka Barnacules. Tonight we're going to install Windows 8 on the Workhorse machine. This is my machine that I use for all the video capture using the Elgato capture card and my my music mixer board that I have over here. It's pretty much just the Workhorse. It just captures everything that I do on the center screen on the big machine. So if you haven't seen my other videos, check them out. You can see what the big computer's like. That's pretty much the crown jewel of the man cave. This is just, like I said, the Workhorse. So let's fire it up. I just put two 128 gigabyte SSDs in it. Before, it had a 74 gig old Raptor drive from Western Digital, and I was like, wow, how the hell did that get in there? Because it's a good build. It's a Core i7 with running at 4.2 gigahertz with 12 gigs of memory. So why did I have such a shitty hard drive in it? Anyways, I slapped myself for that. It's probably because I just took the parts and slammed them together back in the day. But now it's got some proper hard drives, and I also have some WD Reds on order, 3 terabyte each, that I'm also going to put in here so I can start archiving video on the box. But for now, let's fire it up. Let's get Windows 8 on here, and because I'm curious to see how well Windows 8 does with two Portrait View 24-inch panels. I already got the CD in the drive. I've got the BIOS set for AHCI on the controller. I disabled the RAID configuration because there are actually two different brands of SSDs with different specs, so I really don't want to RAID them. You usually want to RAID exact identical drives to get best performance. So we'll just leave them separate for now, one for the OS and one for the video capture. All right, firing it up now. If you see me cocking my head sideways like this through the whole video, it's only because I'm trying to read what's on the screen, because everything is going to be sideways until we actually get into the operating system. There we go, 4.2 gigahertz, Core i7 920, 12 gigabytes of memory. Now 12 gigabytes might seem like an odd number to you, but the first generation i7 processors had the triple channel memory, so you'd put the sticks in 6 banks instead of 4 or 8, which is more common now. Here we go. Booting into Windows. Well, not booting into Windows, booting into Windows Setup. Alright, you can see we're in the Windows 8 setup screen. This is the very first thing you see once it's done booting off of the CD. It's asking us what language we want, what time zone we're in, and what keyboard we have. So, looking at it sideways, just go ahead and hit next. We're going to say install now, and now setup is starting. I kind of thought setup already started, but okay, I guess we're starting setup again. Okay, it wants the product key. This part I got to keep uber secret because I don't want you guys stealing my product key. Alright guys, for fun I turned the camera on its side, so from your perspective, I'm now probably hanging from the wall, but now you'll be able to see the screen straight. So I just entered the product key. The first thing you'll notice in Windows 7, you could skip adding the product key and then put the product key within like the next 30 days. In Windows 8, you have to put the product key in before it allows you to continue, at least with the clean install. I don't know about the upgrade. So let's go ahead and continue. Got to accept the license terms. Make sure you always read the license terms. It's very critical that you understand every single possible... No, whatever. Nobody reads EULAs, right? Been over this. Okay, so come on now. Scroll to the bottom. They make you scroll to the bottom. Then I accept it. I sell my soul. Hit next. Alright, wants to know if I want to upgrade or do a custom install. I want to do a custom install. It looks like it detected... only one of the SSDs. I need to figure out one of the SSDs isn't detecting. I'll figure that out later. So let's see, drive 0, 119.2 gigabytes. Sounds good to me. That's all there is to it.
Sorry guys, you gotta listen to the mouth music, because I don't have any legal rights to put any cool stuff in here, so let's just keep on going. Windows actually doesn't install this fast. I cut a bunch of video out, so just in case you're wondering. I think we're about done now.
Alright, so now we're done with the basic install. Looks like it detected both screens. That's weird, I can't get the mouse over here. Okay, it thinks they're side by side, they're actually not. So it wants me to personalize it, so let me give the PC a name. I'll call this thing, let's see, call it Video Box. Hit next. Okay, it wants to know about my settings. I'm just going to tell it go ahead and use the Express settings because I can change everything later. For sign in here, it wants to know my email address. This is something new that's in Windows 8 where it uses your Windows Live ID to log in your box and share data between your machines. I mean, it seems pretty cool. Finalizing my settings. And now it's getting things ready. Alright, here we are, all logged in to Windows 8. Now let's get these screens oriented properly. So we want to go to the desktop. You can either click on the desktop tile or you can just hold down the Windows key and push D. That's a shortcut. Right click, screen resolution. Alright, let's fix this. These are both in portrait. So weird moving the mouse sideways like this. See, portrait, apply. Ah, much better. Keep settings. Ah, now isn't that much better? So, again, I don't have M audio drivers. So it looks like it installed everything else though. My display drivers. Let's see here. Yeah, it's got that GeForce GTX 550 Ti. So that's awesome. So let's go get my Profire drivers. I'm having a hard time speaking tonight. Okay, M audio. Let's see, support, drivers, Firewire, Profire 610. Let's see if they got Windows 8 drivers. Ooh, no Windows 8 drivers, but that's okay. I'll just install the Windows Vista or Windows 7 64-bit drivers. There they are. Windows 7 drivers shouldn't have any problem working on Windows 8 as far as I understand. Okay, downloading. Wow, that was really fast. Okay. The other thing you'll notice in Windows 8 is the title bars and the borders around Windows are really flat. There's not a lot of like transparency effect or shadowing or anything like that. I honestly don't know if I like that. I think I probably prefer Windows 7 in that respect for the desktop, but it is definitely fast. I mean, I definitely notice a difference. Granted, it is a clean install, and I am on an SSD, so you know that's probably all playing into this. But you know, so far no complaints at all. Seems pretty good. Let's see. Okay, installing my M audio drivers. Let's see if this actually works. I'll go ahead and fire up the speakers for a sound check. Come on, there it is. You guys can see I got rid of my big graded hammer action MIDI keyboard, and I got this guy, little Akai Professional, during a sale going on at Guitar Center. Seriously, I got it for 20 bucks. And like the retail when it first came out was like over 150. So I figured I couldn't pass it up for 20 bucks. You can put an iPhone in there and download an app, and the iPhone actually becomes the MIDI controller for it. Or you can just plug it directly into the computer, or you can even plug it into speakers. Just kind of a little tangent there. Figured usually when I have hardware like this, people ask me questions about it. So if I get it on video, I'll try to cover it. And these are the KRK Rocket 5 studio monitors, and then the Profire 610, DAS Keyboard S, Sidewinder X8 mouse. Let's see what else. I've got this little guy, little drum kit. That's about it in this setup. This is pretty minimalistic. Wow, it's taking a little while. Oh, see, this is another thing I don't like is, so I'm sitting back and I couldn't see that there's a Windows security dialog pop there because there's not a lot of shadowing around it. There's not a transparency effect. It doesn't stand out against the background. really well. You know, I completely missed it, so always trust M Audio. Okay, so it claims I have M Audio drivers, so let's put it to the test. We'll go to Groove Shark. I really like Groove Shark. If you haven't used it, it's kind of like Pandora, but you actually control the music more. Let's see, I want to sign in. Alright, let's try it out. Oh, I hear sound. Beautiful.
Fucking nightmare. Can't wake up and sweat, 'cause it ain't over yet. Still dancing with you.
Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold. Awesome song. So that seems to be working. That was painless. Now we should probably get the software for the Elgato. Elgato Game Capture HD. So we'll go to their support page here. Notice I'm using the browser on the desktop because I'm installing drivers and stuff, but you can just as easily use the modern application version of Internet Explorer also. And it's a little bit more full screened. I just prefer, you know, I'm old school. I prefer the desktop. It's really easy to switch between them. You can just Win D in and out. You can Win Tab to go back to it if you want to go back to like Internet Explorer. Pretty simple and straightforward. Alright, so here we're back at the desktop. Let's go, and I noticed the graphical transitions and everything are really smooth too. I think they did a lot of optimization work. Let's see, software download for Windows PC, Elgato Game Capture HD. Download the Windows software. Yes, I would like to download it. Alright, it's downloading. Wow, my internet connection's like on fire tonight. Usually it doesn't download stuff this quickly. Alright, Game Capture HD. Run. Says it requires the .NET 3.5 framework. So I can't install it till I get the .NET 3.5 framework. Luckily for me, I think it's in Windows. You just have to add it. So if you just type add, go to settings, look for add remove programs. This is the part I really don't like about Windows 8, is I really don't like the search and how everything's just globbed on one screen. I like being able to go through hierarchies and folders and things like that. But anyways, go to, let's see, add features to Windows 8. No, this isn't what I wanted. Let's see, no, I don't want to, no, stop. Let's see, add, settings. Where the hell do I add the .NET 3.5 framework? Here, add remove programs. Oh, here we go. Turn Windows features on and off. See, this is confusing because if you say you want to add features, it takes you to an add features UI for like downloading Media Center and Media Player components for Windows 8. But if you go into add remove programs, there's an option over here that says turn Windows features on and off. So it's kind of confusing. So anyways, I'm going to check framework 3.5. Just a small little bump in the road. I mean, everybody will get used to it. Okay, it says it needs some files, so just go ahead and download the files from Windows Update. I'm actually pretty excited to get this computer up and running again because I want to do some more video game capture videos. I've been having fun doing those. I'm still trying to figure out how to build a custom cable for my mixer board so that I can separate the voice audio out of Xbox by taking it from the controller instead of from the stereo mix. Once I figure out how to do that, the audio quality should be a lot better in my videos as far as the conversations with the video game in the background being a little bit more mellow. Plus, I also picked up the new WRC3, the FI World Rally Championship game. I'm like super stoked to try that on the simulator. So I'll get some capture of that both from the camera on the simulator and from a screen grab. Alright, downloading required files. Come on. Man, I need some of that 100 megabit Comcast. I know a couple people that actually have it, and out here I just have 16 megabit in all of its infinite glory. Alright, applying changes. So, the only concern I have with this is people are probably going to have a hard time finding that. Now, I'm sure if you Google it, there's probably a KB article right off the bat, but I guess there's a fair amount of software out there that uses the .NET 3.5 framework. And if there's a dependency on it, the setup's just going to blow up and say, oh, you need to install the .NET 3.5 framework first. and it might take you to a web page where you can download the redistributable and install it, but it just seems to me like it should have just enabled the feature. Windows should have just detected that and enabled it, but that's just me. Let's see. Okay, so now we've got the 3.5 framework. So let's go ahead and look at the downloads folder. Okay, so under files, I got my M audio. No, I already installed the M audio, never mind. So I just type download. If I go under files, I have game capture and the install M audio driver. And I found it because the folder's, called downloads. So let's go Elgato. Yeah, we're good. I accept your terms. I always read the EULAs. Yeah, right. Next, install. Yes. So from the desktop perspective, it feels identical to Windows 7 in just about every way. The places that it differs a little bit is if you open up like computer, this actually looks a hell of a lot better on Windows 8. Hopefully you guys can see this okay on the cameras, but you can see the icons and stuff are really cool. It has all the names of my computers that are on my network. The media players up here, it's got the ribbon, and the ribbon has like all kinds of stuff where you can look at like system properties. You can manage stuff. Here's the computer management. It's all easily accessible. I kind of like that, and you can even hide the ribbon if you don't like the ribbon, but I think that's actually a step in the right direction on that one. All right, so it says if your device is connected, please remove and reconnect it to complete the device installation. Okay, so apparently for the Elgato, I got to unplug it and plug it back in. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, here we go. Looks like it detected it. And there we have it. You can see right here, it is capturing the desktop of my other machine, the center monitor. So let's go to settings. I want to do 1080p. I want the audio to come from analog. And there you have it. We're capturing 1080p from the desktop of the main computer. With a little delay. Alright, well that's cool. Looks like Game Capture HD works perfectly in Windows 8. I'll do a little capture really quick. So we're recording some video, testing some stuff out, hit stop, go to edit. It's already processed and ready to go. Just come over here, hit play. Of course, all I've got is a blinking cursor. That wasn't much animation, but I would have to say that works fine. So let me go ahead and minimize that. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Task Manager. You can shortcut the Task Manager by holding Control, Shift, and Escape all at the same time. You'll see the Task Manager looks completely different now. It's actually another huge improvement, I believe, in Windows 8. If you look, now you can see the background processes and your foreground applications. It separates them out, and it shows you the CPU, memory, disk, and network all up here in sortable columns. So you can see Game Capture HD is using the most memory on my system right now. With the Windows operating system, is hardly using anything. You can come over here, you can see even a bigger picture, right? I'm only using 2.5 gigabytes of memory with the Game Capture software loaded. You can see all your startup applications, you can see your app history. So resource usage for the current user account, so you can actually go back. Now there is a delete usage history, so you can cover your tracks if you're a stinker. But yeah, it does show, everything that you opened and how much memory it used and how much CPU time it used. Let's see here, startup stuff, users, details, services. I mean, it's actually really, really cool. Now, the one complaint that a lot of people have, and I even had this complaint myself, is that there's no start button. They took the start button out. If you hit the Windows key, you're in the Metro UI. So if that's a deal breaker for you and you just absolutely, you have a desktop computer and you want that old experience back, a company called Stardock, so stardock.com, I'll put that in the video. These guys were nice enough to produce a solution. If you go to their software, they have a program called Start 8. Now, Start 8, it's you can try it for free, but to get the full version, it's $4.99. In my opinion, well spent. I bought it. But it'll completely restore the start button and give you the exact same functionality that you had in Windows 7. It's actually quite cool. I use it all the time. There's also another program they create called Decorate, and it lets you change the background in here to any image you want and change background images on the title, or background colors on the tiles. So it's a bunch of stuff that you would just kind of expect to already be there and be built in. Like, I'm not really sure why it isn't in there. But at least Stardock released, you know, they're not hacky versions. They're actually very, very well done, and they look very much like the original, but far more configurable. So I highly recommend trying those out. So far, I mean, just installing this box, I mean, we haven't done a whole lot to it, but it was pretty simple to install my drivers. I had one little hiccup with the .NET 3.5 framework. I had to install that to get the Elgato working. But the Windows 7 drivers work just fine. The video driver in the box seems just fine. Even with the Windows in portrait mode, it seems like the modern UI works just fine. The applications that I opened, I mean, just seem to work fine. You know, and there's my Xbox application. You can use the arrow keys, you can use the mouse wheel to scroll, you can use the scroll bar at the bottom. So that all seems to work pretty well. Windows key always gets you right back here. The Game Capture HD works great, so it serves my purposes. I'm glad I put Windows 8 on this box. So I'm going to use it now for a while on here and see if I run into any issues, and I'll post an update video later on. But for now, guys, it was very easy to install. It actually installed quite fast. From the video, because I did some time-lapse stuff, you're not going to get a feel for the real installation time. But I would say it took no longer than 12 to 15 minutes to install. The what they call out-of-box experience, where you basically go through and set up your personalization settings, were quite easy. Adding your account to the box using your Passport account is really cool. It's not a requirement, but it's really cool, because if you do that, it immediately links some personal information, and when you log in to, you know, multiple computers, your laptop and everything, certain things will be synced between them through the cloud, and I think that's actually really, really cool. Once I get around to installing Windows 8 on the big computer, I'm sure that that'll be a huge benefit to me, because then my bookmarks will be shared everywhere, and I won't have to set up special plugins in Firefox and shit to do that. So, guys, hope this video gave you a nerdgasm. A lot of you guys have been asking for me to install Windows 8. Me, personally, I mean, installing operating systems isn't something that really turns my crank. I'd rather play video games, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave your comments, like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and keep on sending me questions and requests. And guys, if you haven't come over to the Facebook page yet, it's right on the front of my channel. Just click my channel and you'll see right over, like under a little contact information. I have YouTube. I'm on Reddit now. I'm on Twitter, Facebook. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. I just realized that was the first thing I said. And you guys are watching me there. So, anyways, come find me in some of those places. I love talking to all you guys. If this is the first video you've ever seen that I made, please check out my other videos. I have like nearly 90 videos posted. Mostly gaming and technology, but something tells me if you like Windows 8 and you're interested about it, you'll be interested in the rest of the stuff. So, alright guys, have a nerdgasm. This is Jerry, aka Barnacules, signing off.